Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Starlight New Dawn Scar, Chapter 3, Episode 31, Tidings. This is one of our Pokemon tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or stories and creatures in alternate realities. It is available for open playtest over on our Discord as well as itch.io. So do go check it out and let us know what you think. But for now, we'll start with intros, beginning with Taldarius.
Hello, I am Tidings, and I'll be the storyteller for Starlight New Dawn tonight. I'll play the allies, I'll play the others, I'll play everything in between. The only thing I won't be playing are wonderful player characters tonight. And tonight I don't have one question prepared for you guys, because I think there's going to be a lot of questions from this session in general anyway, so.
Oh, no question?
No prepared question. There'll be plenty of questions in the session.
Should we be scared?
Wait, was it last session where I hit my head?
You hit your head a lot.
I did.
Well, thus the questions have already begun.
It's like, wait. Who am I? Where am I?
I'm running a game for a bunch of amnesiacs anyway, so, like, you know. In for a penny, in for a pound, and all that.
Smacks hands down. What happened to my laboratory?
Oh my god. Hi, I'm Argus, and I'm Aurum, and I play Argus. I guess I am both. And I'm the scaredy cat tyrunt, rock dragon type. And I have many questions about this lack of question.
We'll go ahead and pass it off to Dart.
I dropped the mic. I have no thumbs. Sad violin. But good evening, everyone. My name is Seda, and I play Dart to the Steel Ground Rockruff. Seriously, who took my thumbs? Where's my lab?
I am the one with the thumbs.
What happened to my lab coat? Why am I only wearing a scarf?
I am Razim, and I am playing as Jet, the Ghost Electric type Rockruff. Off to you, Sin.
That was quicker than I expected. Hello, I am Colada the Jerboa. I play Sin, a normal steel type mawile variant. It feels weird with no question.
It does.
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna worry because you said not to worry, and I'm sure you know this.
Don't worry about it. Don't
the best time to
don't worry about it. Seda already asked what could go wrong before.
Oh no.
See, that doesn't worry me as much as just saying don't worry about it. With what could go wrong, I can list a lot of possibilities. But saying don't worry about it, that just means something has to go wrong.
Speaking of going wrong, do we have any volunteers for the recappy?
I don't remember. I've been gone a while. I'm sorry. I think it was the session where I got used as a lockpick and then used as a battering ram. I think.
You would be correct. I'll just do the quick recap. Last time, on Starlight, we had just successfully passed our first trial in this abandoned or seemingly abandoned ship. We carried down the highly illusioned hallway and found the next door and found a couple more trials. One required strength and coordination. One required us to do a whole lot of damage. And to mix things up a bit, Vector and Dart used Argus as a battering ram to get into the fourth door, in which we find ourselves with a very curious puzzle with a cauldron on top and a small water fountain with some flat bowls. Gosh, I wish we had Vector for this one, because I feel like flying would be very convenient.
What? No. When has flying ever been convenient?
Helping Dart get over the river.
Oh, I can
convenient
help
for
you.
you, maybe.
I can help you get over the river. I
Launches
do
Dart
have-
towards the moon.
Let me yeet you across.
Dart, you like music occasionally, right? Am I correct with that? Occasionally, like a couple of tunes.
Occasional music, yes.
Fly me to the moon.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just imagining Argus just overshooting Dart as he throws.
Did somebody mention
not-
moon? I can absolutely help you go to the moon. Just hear me out here. Hear me out, bro. So we've got this wonderful new coin you should invest in called...
Spray.
Yeet.
It's okay. I'm not going to be throwing you, Dart. I'm going to be yeeting you with the power of science.
Oh, did you pick up that ability?
I have a move.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He has a move that has a bunch of knockback.
But I'm
That's
sorry.
fine, and I'll-
Yeah, for yeeting somebody, though, you need to go down the telekinesis tree.
Well, I was planning on getting, like, magnesis. Like Magneto. Does that count?
No.
Unfortunate.
That is
If
unfortunate.
if you have the Magneto power, or though that is going to be very annoying for Sin, because I have no doubt that you will accidentally or on purpose use it more than once.
Well,
in
yeah,
a
I
way
already
that
used
hurts
it
him.
on you to launch you at the Wobbuffet.
Yeah,
That was fun. Let's do it again.
surprisingly,
Take two.
I'm pretty sure that Sin completely agrees with that sentiment too, but he won't say it. I will, but he won't. Doesn't want to encourage Argus to yeet.
So the puzzle. We need to get over the river.
It's not a river. It's there's like an empty, like effectively like cauldron thing and a I think the best way to describe it is like, you know, a little like basin with some like small cups around the rim of it.
Oh, are we supposed to do the cauldron thing where you fill the cauldron a specific amount?
Guess there's either the one of a few ways to find out. But are we able to investigate the cauldron, see if there's any like indicator markings on it?
You may. It's on like a little platform thing, but like the platform isn't like too high.
Okay. Then I'm going to try and would that be investigation, right?
It'd be investigation, yes.
Okay. So 3.
As a new thing we're doing in order to help determine results best, make sure that when you total up the amount that you've rolled, or like, you know, just at the end of it, like in order to lock in your roll, just write the amount of successes you got and what expertise you used.
Okay.
because that's what we're going to be doing.
And I don't have any expertise that I think can be. I don't. Yeah, I'm not using perception, so I don't think I can use sight here.
Nope.
So, this is just. Oh, I can do the new thing that the code roll thing.
You can.
Yeah. That will make things easier. How many dice am I rolling here? There. Okay, and I think I will stole that one. Yeah.
Oh, real
Don't
quick.
Hmm?
Kind of a side note here, but are we moving away from the 5 XP per session?
I was going to make that a whole, like, discussion thing, but not everyone's here, so... Brr.
Fair point.
Makes it a little bit harder to just, discuss it. People aren't here. Well, No, not specialty, the expertise. Like, mine, like, if you do, like, logic, if you do, like, innovative, the expertise.
I forgot the expertise is not the specialty and vice versa. I got them mixed up.
That's fair.
Oops. This is logic. So
Logic? Okay. So with that, you kind of, like, look it over, look on the outside, look on the inside, and you do notice one interesting thing about it. There's some form of, like, grooves at the very bottom of the inside of the basin.
Grooves at the bottom of the inside of the basin.
Yep. It looks almost like a letter, but not quite.
You said almost like a letter?
Yeah. Almost like something's written there.
Can I possibly appraise, see if I can figure out if that is some kind of... Don't want to say, like, other language, but some kind of, like, maybe notational marking?
I'd say lore for that, but you can.
Lore. Okay. I have a dot in lore.
Chet does have 3 dots.
Would you like to do the helping with figuring this out?
Yes, add 3.
Okay.
I got a teamwork. I can hold the bull. Basin. I can cheer you on.
I mean, theoretically, you could, like, help Sin stand at a different position, and he could just, like, have you squat
I can
there.
hold you upside down with your head in the bowl.
Oh god, that is hilarious and scary at the same time. But yeah, if Argus is allowed to help, then we'll use Argus's help. That'll be...
You can add 1 teamwork.
Yeah, I'm fine with you using teamwork.
3, 4, 5. Okay, that is 9. I tend into a 1. That is
True
harsh.
combo.
I cannot soul again, I don't believe. Yeah, I don't have another soul.
Yeah, so Soul is per session though, so you haven't used any soul.
No, I used the soul. I used the soul on my first roll. Well, because I did not want to have just 2.
Oh, okay. Well, you get. So you have read that it's the boost dice system now, and it's calculated differently, right?
I read that, but I also don't remember her.
Okay, well, you have an
What-
amount of boost dice equal to all your primaries added together, then divide by 3.
Okay. Primaries added together divided by 3.
Just being the body, mind, and soul.
Yeah. Say 8 divided by 3 does not divide equally. So is that?
It goes by rounding rules.
Okay. So that would be. I cannot do the mental.
It's 3.
Thank you. 3. So I would be able to, well, use one of those to change that. Is that worth it this early? I'm just gonna stick with the 2.
With the 2?
is good. Yeah.
You have, I won't say no idea, but you also know that, like, without being able to go to, like, a library or something and reference this, you aren't puzzling this out. You think it's definitely something important, though.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Sin is going to give a frustrated little sigh there, or after getting help.
I have an idea. Jet, you still have like lots of paper and stuff, right, for your map things?
I have a notebook and some, I guess you could consider it ink. I also have my drawing paints and such.
We could do the scratchy thing, so we can put it on the paper and see it more clearly.
Well, I don't know for sure if that'll help directly, but maybe it's not even all whole symbols. Maybe we can look to see if they're combined together. That could be a good idea.
Best to write down what we know and see if we can look at it from a different angle.
So we take the paper and we do the scratchy thingy.
Gonna make a rubbing of it.
Yeah, that's the word. The scratchy thingy.
All right. This is not exactly a high skill maneuver, so I'll just say you can do that.
Yay!
This is like as low skill as it gets. You're literally just rubbing something on it.
You underestimate my skill at rubbing. Do not take that out of context.
I think it's already being taken out of context.
Yeah, I think you're too late on that.
Yeah,
Dang it.
already adding a quote.
No! I'm gonna hand the rubbing to Jet. It's his notebook paper and ink.
All right, you have achieved one unidentified rubbing.
Cern.
Quite obviously, this is negligible in bulk. It is like a piece of paper. So
Now we just need to identify it.
yes.
Jet, do the thing.
I mean, if Jet can attempt to identify it again, he was helping
Yeah,
Sin, but
you were already assisting. So no.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess I can try. I have no
You-
lore.
You
I could do
were,
it with
Weren't you
science.
helping with teamwork? So no.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, I can't. Oh no, it's only dart. I forgot.
I just pictured you saying that, and then all three of us just
We
slowly
all turned to
turn.
dart.
They just slowly turn to dart. uh,
Currently sipping a cup of hot chocolate.
Wait, how? You have no thumbs.
The mug is immediately dropped. Why'd you have to
sound of
point it
shattering.
out?
And the hot cocoa is dropped.
Oh no.
Sound of shattering. Sound of sadness.
So how can it be of assistance?
So we gotta hand the all three of us hand the rubbing to Dart for him to check because he's the only one who can.
I will say you can get 2 extra dice, just based off of the successes of the team before you. Not
Okie dokie.
successes, just 2 dice.
Okay, so I'm thinking probably a mind, logic, and
This is just lore.
just lore. Okie dokie.
Just lore.
Wait, no attribute and expertise?
Well, no, I mean like when you were saying the extra stuff, like trying to determine what skill it is, it's just going to be lore for skill.
And also that one. Rip.
It decided to stay. So that's 4 logic.
4 logic.
Cool. You would at least recognize something about it. Now, this is not enough to actually identify what exactly it is, but you have come across markings like this in a couple of the texts that you have read through in your time here. It isn't a part of the normal language, but it is a part of a language. It might not be the language from around, just, thinking through it, it might not be the language of the world that made up Starlight, but maybe it's a language from one of the others. Or maybe it's something else entirely. But it's definitely not anything in a local language.
Uh-oh.
Thankfully, it's not completely nonsensical.
Yep. As for its actual meaning, well, that is beyond you.
I guess we could just try random things and see if we accidentally get it.
I mean, as much as I'd be opposed to randomly touching things, seeing how one thing works might not be a terrible idea.
Oh, what one do we want to try? Like filling it up with the cups, the cuppies, cuppa.
So, if I am recalling the scene correctly, there is a cauldron at the top. There is the various cups. All the cups have different markings on them or the same markings?
No, this is like the cauldron has this marking.
The cauldron has the markings. Okay.
The cups are unmarked.
Cups are unmarked. So the cauldron on the platform all the way at the top is the one that has the markings.
Yep. And it's not like high up, but it is like on an elevated platform.
Are all the cups different sizes?
No.
I guess we could just try filling it up.
I will say the basin is on one end of the room, and the basin and the cups are on one end of the room, and the cauldron's on the other.
Oh. Maybe we just need to get it across. And the challenge is getting it to the thing up there, which would be very challenging for short people. Maybe? Argus will go pick up a cup.
All right. You have obtained a cup.
And he will put the water from the basin in the cup.
Yep. You may do so. There's no issue.
And then he will start walking it over to the cauldron.
Pulls
All
out
right.
his notebook and starts scribbling observations down.
You can get there. You can't see inside of the cauldron right now, but yeah, you can take the cup over there.
He will pour water in the cauldron.
All right. There is now a very small amount of water inside the cauldron.
I think we just need to do this a lot of times. Maybe.
Dart, what are you paying attention to?
I am trying to pay attention to the actions that Argus is taking and if there is any reaction from either the cauldron itself or the fountain in which we're getting water from.
All right. In that case, go ahead and roll me either perception or investigation at -1 difficulty.
Okie dokie, give me one moment. Do.
Apologies, I need to step away for a couple minutes. Be back ASAP. Go ahead and carry on with that.
Oh no.
Oh my lord.
Could I interest you in a willpower?
No, a willpower would be very, very nice.
Do you have the willpower to roll a willpower?
I will soul one of those ones.
All right. With a 4, you would notice something very curious happening. It doesn't happen right away. It's not like an instantaneous effect, more like a slow and constant one, where you've realized that after the water got poured into the cauldron, it has, obviously the water sloshed around a bit, and then it settled, but the level of water continued to drain until it was empty again.
Did the water drain in anywhere in particular, or just I guess, like, into the floor?
No, it's just no longer there. It is just no longer there.
Can Dart look inside the cauldron?
You can.
Is there any... Dart would be looking for any kind of apparent avenue for the cauldron to drain in. Is there, like, a hole at the bottom of it, or...
Nope, just that one marking that was, noticed earlier. That's the only feature about this cauldron. To note, it's not attached to the pedestal it's on in literally any way. It's got like feet and is actually raised up slightly. The water is just no longer inside of it. There is recent signs that there was water in there. It's just not in there anymore.
Dart's going to ponder out loud. Perhaps the objective of this one is to fill it up enough before it drains?
So I gotta hurry.
Yeah.
Argus is going to move faster, running back and forth with
Yes.
the cup.
Yes,
toward
Argus,
Marten.
you gotta hurry.
Argus be zooming.
While Argus be zooming, can Sin do an inspection of the basin that the water is being got from to see if it is staying at the same level, as in like the water is getting put back there, or if it's actually lowering at all?
You can try, but this is going to be really difficult because this is like a full thing. Like the basin, it is like a full basin.
Fair. I'm just trying to see if there's any perceptible like raise and lower in the.
From a single cup, that's going to be pretty hard. So this is going to be a difficulty 8.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, literally one cup is all that got moved.
Yep. Just doing the to. Okay. For the roll, which one was the difficulty? It's the second.
The one that's just before the F.
Okay. So, and you said it's difficulty 8?
8.
Okay. Wow. I don't like that. I think I will willpower that. Well, that I did.
Yep, you did get a much, much better result. What expertise did you use for this?
I used logic again.
Logic.
Yeah, I was debating between logic and innovative, but they had the same thing, so I just went logic.
Very fair. So for this, it's a very near thing of just it being, again, this is a very small amount of water. But You get the impression that, yes, it is actually somehow transferring it back.
Okay. Sin is going to, not quite to the others, but just making note of it out aloud, go, the water's just being transferred back here. Why am I not surprised? Let's try. And you said there's a lot of cups around, right?
Yep, there are multiple cups.
Sin is going to start filling a couple cups at a time, and just sitting them in a row, for Argus to, pick up until he's filled most of the cups, and then he'll start helping with trying to transfer the water from those cups.
If it just keeps filling, though, can't we just take the big bowl of water and pour that in?
The basin is attached to the wall.
Can we unattach it?
Probably not without ruining whatever force is transferring the water back.
I mean, that means that all the water will stay in the bowl, right?
Or fade into nothingness and we don't get a reward.
Oh, true.
You said that the cauldron isn't attached to the thing it's on, right?
No.
Can Sin go over and to the cauldron and see how heavy it is?
You may.
Okay, he wants to see if he can lift it enough to drag it closer.
Go ahead and roll an athletics.
Athletics. Okay. Body forceful athletics. Do that. Ooh. Okay. That is 2 using forceful.
This is not extremely heavy, but it is very heavy. But one thing that immediately also sticks out to you is that the moment you move it from its area, the thing it was standing on has like a slight scraping noise as a part that it was, what's the word for it? That the part that it was sitting on raises up slightly.
We have to weigh it down. Wait. Can we sit on that and try to weigh it down of ourselves?
I was about to ask the same thing after that. Have the heavy ones all sit on it at the same time.
Dart, come here. We're going to sit on a thing.
I'm pretty sure that this test wouldn't be completely nullified just by sitting on it.
Argus is going to climb up and sit on it.
All right. Now for this, you don't have to roll anything, but anyone else, Argus is taking up most of this space, so you're going to have to roll some sort of acrobatics in order to balance on top of him. Because this is on a cauldron on top of a pillar and now also on top of Argus.
Yep.
Wait, I have an idea. Can I, since they're both steel type, can I magnetize them to me?
Oh my god. You're going to try and force the both of us to be stuck to you so
Yes.
that we can all just.
Can,
This sounds like a
Aurum,
pretty
I will
disaster.
remind you of what Newton's law is and explain no further.
who weighs the most? Because then we can stick them, and that can stick us to them. Maybe.
Real quick, I want to ask, how did compared to Sin and their 65 pounds, how heavy would you say Sin thinks this cauldron is?
This is a fairly decently sized cauldron. Without a roll, that's all I'll say.
I can do a roll. Would it be appraisal to figure out about how heavy it is?
Probably the
craft?
best roll, although others could work, but yeah, appraisal's probably best.
Okay, so 2, we will do. So mind, appraisal. Is there any expertise that would get a bonus or anything here specifically?
Mm.
For appraisal, I'd say probably instinct, because if you're just looking at it, you're mostly just guesstimating.
Yeah. Okay. That would put it at the same as in my other two I have that are what I'm thinking about. I'm going to use innovative. He's going to try and test its weight different ways using his strength, his maw, and comparing it how much it weighs down the pedestal versus Argus. Let's see if he can figure out how heavy this thing is.
I am very heavy right now.
If you still have that mini forge, yeah.
I am. Yeah, I do.
This is.
All right. For that, I'm gonna let you know that this is about a 10-gallon cauldron, and would weigh somewhere around at least 50 pounds by itself empty. For like a reference picture, I went ahead and put a picture of a 10-gallon cauldron in Starlight New Dawn Scar. I mean, it being used by someone, but this is about the size of the thing you're dealing with.
Okay.
I think we can outweigh that.
Yeah. Going to reposition the cauldron to where it originally was, as best as can, and then have Argus sit.
Argus will sit inside the bowl.
Yeah, I was about to say, if Argus will actually do so, sit Argus in the cauldron, and then Sin will try and balance it themselves on top. See if that will give enough weight.
All right. How much do you weigh, Argus?
As much as a tyrant. Let me look that up because on my new sheet, instead of a weight, I put not small.
Fool that you are, your weight is relevant.
For once, my weight is relevant. Yes.
Weight is usually 57.3 pounds.
Yeah, 57.3 pounds.
All right. Go ahead and make that acrobatics.
I like to imagine Dart's just at the fountain, just pretending to sip the water as he's just watching this.
Boy, if we don't weigh enough, you're getting over here, Dart.
Okay, this will be using logic to figure out the best way to balance. This will be hopefully.
Hey, once you're like well on me, I'll just stick you to me.
Oh God. Uh,
I've done it before, and that's how I landed it on my head while trying to sleep.
yep. I hmm. I kind of want to do the boost, and but at the same time, I'm like, what if I need it? That's the trap for every tabletop player. It's like, what if I need it? So I would have had 3 of the boosts to use, right?
Oh,
And
yep.
I've used
I think
and
you've
I've
used
used
2.
one.
Because then you
Did I
sold the
use
one
one?
before.
I sold one. I'm looking
Oh
for
yeah,
where.
then you debated and then didn't soul another one.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll use a soul for this one here. Okay. Two with logic. Finding the most logicking out how best to balance.
All right. Uh, I will put forward 2 options. Momentarily managing to make it or not. Which would you prefer?
Momentarily managing to make it or not doing so.
Yeah, basically either 1, you won't be able to like get up and balance on top of him. Or 2, you will, and then the balance will be lost after. While on top of him.
Losing the balance while on top uh, sounds like a funnier catastrophe waiting to happen. Let's go that route. We will momentarily manage.
All right. In that case, as you climb on top of Argus, there is a moment where you are convinced that, all right, you've got it. And then the thing that the cauldron is sitting on drops down slightly with a shunk. Everything wobbles for a little bit, and it's enough to completely throw off your balance. As now you, Argus, and the cauldron are now all going to fall off of the pedestal.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Who wants to call heads or tails?
Tails. Always go tails.
All right. Uh, as you fall off and sprawl onto the ground, you weren't too high up, but it's enough that it's like, oof, ouchie. Not actual damage, but like a narrative oof, ouchie. Uh, Argus, the cauldron will drop on top of your head and deal exactly 1 damage.
Ow! But I was hoping for a bucket for joining the bucket club.
However, on the pedestal itself, effectively a panel has dropped away, and it looks like something made of cloth is hanging on the inside of it.
Time to inspect the cloth.
We did it! Argus is gonna raise his hands up, and then the weight of the cauldron on his head makes him tilt backwards and fall over.
The visual of that is adorable and hilarious at the same time. Sin is going to go inspect the thing made of cloth. See if he can figure out it, like, get it. See if it's anything specific or if it's just, you know, similar to the last item of cloth that we found, the banner.
The
In
board
that
banner.
in that it's some kind of magical doodad.
All right, give me that appraisal.
Okay. Okay. It is. Man. Don't
Yeah,
like that.
it's definitely made of cloth.
Ah. Dart, we got a thing.
Then is going to be looking at the thing and just kind of say, I don't know what it is.
You think it's a cloak?
A cloak?
Yep.
Okay. It might be a cloak.
Hopefully, you didn't break it.
I think we're good.
Look to see if it looks torn or anything.
Not the cloak, the pedestal.
Uh,
I am back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I do have a question about this cauldron. Was it
Go ahead.
following the greedy cup?
No.
No,
Oh,
it's on
no.
my head.
That
The kind of climbed on top of it and I potentially broke it.
We beat it by being fat.
I was listening to the solution. I was wondering if it was the greedy cup kind of logic with it.
No. I will say now that you've completed it, the actual challenge, made for one, made for all, was more for the cups to be filled either by one or more individuals, and then you'd have to go to the other side quickly without spilling the water or dropping it or something, and fill up the cauldron as it slowly drained back away. And for a single person to do it, a lot of the time you'd have to carry more than one cup at a time. In fact, you might have to carry all of the cups simultaneously somehow. But it is a weight. It's a weighted plate challenge, so if you do climb on top of it and just sit there and you weigh combined at least 80 pounds, then yes, you can solve it that way.
Okay.
Yay!
So yeah, Jet would not have helped. Not at his whopping 18 pounds.
It's okay, you had the two steel types and the giant dinosaur child with you.
I mean, Dart just watched.
Or
Yeah,
just
Dart-
watched it.
say, yeah. Sid was the one who decided to try and do a balancing act on Argus's head. Which I still find it hilarious because I knew what was going to happen.
Either way, may Jet investigate the cloak? Or appraise?
You may.
Well, it's more the others letting him.
Yeah. Sin already was like, I don't know what this is. I think it's a cloak. And just kind of holding it out for the others to look at. So yeah, you can go and
May I apply my archaeology specialty?
I'd say yes. Combo.
I'm gonna go ahead and solve both those ones.
Understandable.
Five. With cunning.
5 with cunning. All right. Are you willing to touch the cloak
Yes.
and like mess around with it? All right. Cool. In that case, first of all, this thing clearly has some sort of magic going on with it, or ability, or something. Because the moment you touch it, you feel like the temperature is immediately comfortable. like, you know, with where you're touching it, like with your paws. Like your paws, the temperature there feels immediately comfortable, while pretty much the rest of you is some other temperature. And as you poke and prod and move it about, you think that this cloak has something to do with maybe protecting from elements or protecting from you know, inclement temperatures. It's a very useful travel cloak, probably.
Jet will relay that to everybody else.
Ooh. You know, that would be good for, I don't know, keeping someone warm.
Yeah, sorry, Aurum. Even magic can't fix your coldness.
That would be good, like when we had that giant snowstorm.
Yep. This would definitely work with cold. The question is, would it work with heat as well?
He's gonna bring it over next to the T-posing fire pup.
Ooh, tail for flamethrower.
Go back one moment. Cat's being cat.
I love that. I want to pull the tail.
But yeah, if you like, let's say you have the cloak between you and Amos, and you like put it right up to him, and you yourself are right on the other side of it. You feel none of the heat that you would from you know, normally standing directly next to and effectively touching Amos.
He will relay that to the others as well.
Oh, I wonder if that makes it fireproof. It's our
very much
anti.
doubt that.
Oh.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. Well, that's another treasure we got. I wonder how many more there are. Now, if the puzzles are as easy as this, we're set. I want to sit on another puzzle. Mer?
For those of you who wish to, go ahead and give me perception checks.
Ooh.
Perception. Okay.
Percepciones.
Could this use the sight specialty?
This would be auditory.
Okay. Then
Oh yeah, perception's just an attribute in the perception skill, right?
You always use expertise, pretty much.
Okay.
It's just that I don't declare a required expertise, really, because it's up to you. But depending on the expertise you use, you may get bonuses or you may get malices. Like, the DC for, like, you know, trying to run fast using charming would be a lot higher than using something like forceful.
Okay.
You said perception, right?
Perception, yes.
Ow. Yay.
Sorry if I miss anything. Certain cute raptor just got home.
Ah, nice. Tell Rex he's cute.
I am a cute dino.
Rex, you're cute.
Oh my
From
god,
Cal.
Dart, you've got an instinct for this.
If you think so,
He is extremely flustered.
Good. This is good.
Dart has an instinct for perception. Whatever it is, it must have been a rock.
So what did I miss here?
Perception, auditory.
Okay.
All right. In that case, everyone except Sin, you would, in the distance, hear the sound of... I'd say it's best described as a groaning sound, like the wood groaning, before you start to hear the sound of what appears to be a clack every once in a while, as it sounds like wood is hitting wood. This is coming from, well, let's just say somewhere near to where the entrance is.
I think we're not alone anymore.
Should maybe hide in one of the rooms? With the working lock? Or we could hide in one of the illusion boxes. Then we can see them and they can't see us. All the silence.
The distant clacks are slowly growing louder.
Argus is going to close the door.
Sin, are you muted?
Colada's typing right now.
Oh, okay. They just mentioned that they've had issues with muting, so...
Aw.
All right. So,
As a question, could Dart use his tremor sense to kind of feel like if there's actually anything properly approaching?
this is like distant by the entrance, so this would be far out of your effective range.
Fair enough.
So I know someone was mentioning trying to close a door. Are you going to look outside the door, or are you just gonna bonk?
Ooh. I'm gonna peek out the door. And if I see anyone, I'm gonna close the door.
All right, roll a perception. Because this is rather dark, and you currently do not have the benefit of Jet's lantern.
Oh no. Oh wait, I can do this. And then just change that to a 9. Huzzah! Oh, wow.
With a 2, you see in the distance a cloaked, shadowy figure.
Immediately closing the door and putting the little cauldron that was on my head in front of the door.
All right.
There's
Jet
someone
is
coming.
How far away were they?
A little ways away.
So they probably saw you shut that door. Or at least heard it. Jet's going to just take a combat stance. Or, what equates to it.
Argus will hide behind the basin.
All right. The clacks continue, getting louder and louder until they stop just outside of the now closed door. You put the cauldron on your side of the door, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And as the clacks stop in front of your door, it seems like nothing's happening. You are all of you just looking towards the door already?
Yeah.
If it's quiet for a bit, Jet will be looking around the room that we're in.
Argus is staring at the door from behind the basin.
All right. Jet, as you look around and, realize that, okay, whatever's happening isn't immediately barging through the door, you see a cloaked figure, kind of like hunched, but like taller than all of you, basically standing behind the group, and is going to conspiratorially whisper, "So, what are we waiting for?"
Argus is going to dive into the basin and hide inside.
Jet's going to attempt to shadow sneak him.
All right, go ahead.
Does Dart also notice this?
Oh, well, yeah, no, he just talked.
Okay, I'm looking at both actions from Argus and Jet, just immediate facepalm.
Go ahead and roll accuracy.
What? Fine. I'll just do it the old-fashioned way.
All right. Let me make sure I have the sheet. There it is.
A whole whopping 4.
All right.
But ghost type, if that matters. Oh, wait, no.
With
It would be 6.
6. All right. So what happens is you get your shadow sneak off, you feel yourself impact cloth, and then nothing behind it as you now basically sail right back to well, I'd say like right through where the guy was, as an illusion falls away. And then a softly chuckling another figure appears about 5 feet to the right as you sail through. At risk of pun and punishment after that, he seems quite spirited.
That is going to get a laugh out of Sin. And Sin is going to try and get a closer look at the individual.
Yep. They will be taking off at least the hood of their cloak, and you would be able to very easily see the cause of the clacking, because it's effectively a gnarled wooden cane, and there is a zoroark there with more salt than pepper in his fur.
Ed, you got old.
Argus, that's not Edge.
They all look the same to me.
That's really insulting.
That's a bit rude.
So, were you enjoying my games?
Yeah,
I see you have a cloak, at least.
This
Well,
was your
Sid-
ship?
Oh, yes.
Sorry
Although-
for taking your stuff.
It is
The
more of
things
a
that you put-
shipwreck at the moment.
So you're not Alabaster Gleam?
What? Oh, no.
Whew. Well then, sorry for the attempt at attack.
Then you're not mad at us for taking your stuff? Because the letter said we could.
Oh, no, these are bobbits and trinkles. Wait, no, I said that wrong. What was the phrase again?
Trinkets and baubles?
Ah, that one, yes.
Sin is going to excitedly start showing the canteen and the board banner and be like, "Wait, we got these and this one," pointing to the banner. I don't understand it, but it seems like it's bored, and I don't know why. It's like this. Can you tell me?
Oh, that's because it's, you see, I don't particularly have a use for it, and, so I just kind of shoved it in a drawer for the past few weeks.
Ah, so
Well, wait, no. It's been more than a few weeks. A few weeks before I left the ship, and then I wandered around, got lost in the woods, and came back.
Sin is going to blink a minute and say, and then like tilt their head and say, "So that the how long ago would you think how long has this been shipwrecked?"
Oh, well, let's see. I went out into the woods after preparing the ship for any potential visitors, because I didn't know how long I'd be away, and, I want people to think my ship is interesting. And, then I sat down and took a nap, and then woke up and wandered around a bit, and then took another nap, and then realized that I didn't know where I was, and I came back to the ship.
Just a quick question. I'm just looking at my notes. I don't think we got a name for this zoroark, correct?
He has not introduced himself in any way.
I'm more referring to the fact that Dart did skim through the ship's logs from earlier.
He does not write in third person.
Not even a, like, hey, this is property of so-and-so, so-and-so?
Nope. It's just full of first person.
We're sorry about breaking one of the doors.
Oh, which one did you break?
The room before this one. We used my head.
Oh, well, in that case, he's just gonna walk up to the door to the room you guys are in. And like basically do like an old man swing tap at the door. And then the door is like basically immediately blown off its hinges and breaks immediately. There, now we're even.
Uh, uh, uh?
Sid is going to blink again, look at the door, look at the cane in look at the old zoroark, and do that little triangle of look again one more time, and just go. That is kind of scary that you did that with just a tap.
Well, I mean, I don't make sturdy doors on purpose. After all, how is a young, spirited adventurer of sorts supposed to come and bother me in my old ship if they can't knock the doors off their hinges?
Well, I was just picking the locks.
Well, that works too, but that's not nearly as dramatic.
I would assume you're more of the use the tyrunt over there as a battering ram kind of excitement.
It's a step in the right direction, yes. But what could be more dramatic of an entrance than literally breaking the door off of its hinges and announcing your presence? The doors are not very sturdy.
Yes, the Harry Dresden method. For those that haven't actually read that series, Marcone, a mob boss, specifically has all of his doors made of the cheapest material possible, just in case Dresden decides to come visit him, because it saves on expenses.
Smart.
He is literally just sitting here like, but that'd be boring if my doors weren't made of paper mache if I really wanted to break them down.
So we're allowed to break your doors?
Allowed? You are encouraged to break my doors.
Jet's just looking
Argus.
over at Dart.
Argus is going to crawl out of the cauldron.
Uh,
Or
the,
the basin.
the Zoroark is now cane back on the ground and clacking slowly as he starts to reapproach Jet.
Jet is looking at him.
He's going to lean down,
Jet's leading back.
squint his eyes, and you see them flash blue, before immediately returning back to normal.
Can I help you?
Can you help me? Probably. Well, it's more clear to say, and, probably correct to say that in the future, I get the feeling that, considering your looks and general confused expressions constantly, that, you all are awakened, right?
That would be correct.
In that case, you probably will be able to help me in the future by probably doing something ridiculous and self-sacrificing to save the world.
Does it have to be self-sacrificing? Can it
Well,
just
no,
be...
I'm just saying the most likely.
Argus, just because an action is self-sacrificing doesn't mean you actually ultimately sacrifice yourself.
Okay. Because I am allergic to not being alive.
So you should really fix that. Here, let me help. And he's going to swing and lightly bonk Jet on the head.
Ow!
You take no damage, but it does hurt.
Fix what?
Oh, wait, no, sorry. That was the other way. And he's going to hit you on the head again.
Ow!
And you slowly start floating.
He is doing the doggy paddle thing a little frantically.
See, there you go. And he's going to, with his cane, still somehow touching you, push you towards a wall that goes further into the ship.
I don't have control over this.
Starts pulling out his notebook. Well, this should be interesting.
Dart!
And as you fly towards a wall, the dark type energy that was completely saturating this area all falls away basically at once in a giant ripple as you go through it, and you are now back in what equates to like the cargo hold area, just floating there.
Jet is just floating there confused. I imagine slowly drifting in a circle or something.
Yeah, pretty much. Curiously, you seem to be maintaining the exact same height.
Well, at least I'm not going up. Kind of would be nice to go down again.
Argus is going to run out the door and try to find him on the other side of the wall.
Jet is, in fact, on the other side of the wall.
He's still alive! He made it all the way through!
Also, curiously, because, you know, Jet and his lantern is now out of the room, you are now able to see that all of the illusions that were through the ship are now gone. It is now just actually normal.
Huh. Well, that takes out some of the fun. I was hoping to finish the rooms.
First, could we, maybe try and get me down?
Argus will try to grabby paws at the jet to pull him down.
Whoosh, you go through him.
I don't think I can help here.
And you hear the zoroark from right beside you, even though you don't see him, just go, I could help you, but that'd be much less fun than you figuring it out finally.
I've been trying to.
Ah, you've been trying to. But have you had to?
What?
Powers and control normally arise from a need. So I went ahead and disrupted your aura. Have fun.
Can you make me float?
Already.
Can you make me float too? Cause Vector can't fly me yet.
Argus, that's a very dangerous request to make.
Sid is just kind of peeking out through the door, or not quite ready to leave the room, but gonna laugh a bit and say, well, you would probably float if you were, well, like Jet, a ghost type.
Unfortunately, turning someone into a ghost type on purpose is outside of my purview. Now, accidentally, that could always happen, but...
I think I'd rather not. I like being a dino type.
Weren't you
Either
a crime
way.
type now?
I am not crime type, that is Amos.
Aurum, I think you just broke Q.
I broke
Either way, the Zork would now actually leave the room instead of effectively just talking next to you through illusion, and go ahead and pat his cloak a couple of times, and then go, Ah, found it. That's where I left this. And out of the inside of his cloak, he's going to take out an entire lawn chair, set it up, and then sit down in it.
Meanwhile,
There's
George
not-
is drifting around.
Wait, wait.
Uh,
Argus is going to take the two doors and try to build a chair out of them while Jet figures out how to do his not floating.
Well, you'll probably have enough time.
The old guy has managed to also procure a hot drink from somewhere and is currently sipping it satisfied. Now, if you manage to get over to me, I'll hit you with my cane again and undisrupt your aura. Would it be counting as a recombobulation? I will recombobulate your aura.
Dart's just gonna walk over to the zoroark, pull out the sunglasses that he got from Susanna, and just ask, name's Dart, by the way. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. And who would you be?
Why, I am the owner of the ship, of course. And he looks at you with an absolutely self-satisfied grin.
Figured as much from reading your journal articles. Unless that is in fact your name. That would probably be a strange name than ours.
Well, you see, the thing is, Awaken tend to have strange names anyway.
My name's not weird, is it?
I mean, I don't know if your name is weird. But generally, amnesia is a thing, so if your name is weird, then, well, I think you probably would have remembered that by now, right? I could call you weird from now on, though.
No, my name is Argus.
It's nice that you're all making friends with him, but help!
Just float your way over to me, and I'll hit you with my cane.
Jet is going to try and doggy paddle to get at least control over the drifting. Or
Alright.
anything.
You can do it, Jet. You can do it.
Dart's just going to respond like, Jet, I don't know what you want me to do. This is outside my area of expertise, but I'm taking many, many notes.
Please roll me a willpower and either athletics or acrobatics, depending on your preference. I'll give +1 if you use instinct.
Sure. I only have one in instinct, but at least then it'll match the other two. So willpower, instinct, and athletics or acrobatics?
Yep.
I will go with athletics because I got 2 in that. So... Ooh.
Have you tried just getting hit over the head with a cane?
Apparently! I guess it knocked out some of the Tic Tacs.
Yeah. You know, it rattled some things loose. Now, it does take you a second to realize what you're actually supposed to be doing. Because most, like, when you first start out, you're wanting to move in a direction. Like, you know, you're wanting to get control, you're wanting all of this. And then you realize that you're thinking about it the wrong way. And then you start to will yourself in a direction. And that works so much better. as now you are able to actually direct your own movement.
He is going to will himself over to the guy cautiously.
All
you
right.
can do it, Chet. You can do it.
With that amount of successes, I'd say, yeah, you'd be able to get it the moment you actually figure out how to move. And pretty much before you can blink, the cane shoots out, pokes you in the forehead, and you drop like 5 feet back to the ground.
Next time, carry me with you, Jet. I want to fly.
I will consider it.
Yay.
And he will just give a couple of nods with eyes closed, and then take another sip of his hot drink.
Insert sound of Sin's stomach rumbling, followed by some metallic crunches.
Oh,
Sin is,
Don't eat the cauldron.
Oh my god,
Sin is-
Raijin.
Sin is currently just slowly chomping on door hinge.
well, I consider that progress.
We've got fan art.
Oh boy.
Is Jet flying around? Yes! Help!
Look, Jack, can you scream just a little bit less? It's hard to concentrate on the notation here.
Well, now that I'm on the ground, I will not scream as much.
My turn, my turn.
Now, what is a young group of enterprising potential heroes doing in my ship?
Exploring and getting lots of treasure. And trying not to break too many doors. But now that one's not as needed.
A very understandable effort.
It's more that we were kind of hoping to find some supplies for the town nearby. Because the Alabaster Gleam destroyed their farm, and so we were hoping to get them some extra food from here, but, well, haven't
I
come
learned
across
how
any
to
yet.
irrigate.
Good to see the younger generation already on the way to be heroes.
I don't know about hero, but I don't like the Alabaster Gleam. They use stabby things and they hurt.
Oh, you are just precious. You think that this universe will let people like us not be some type of hero?
Maybe? If I ask really nicely?
Oh, that is not going to work.
I mean, Argus, one could just sit in their room all day and avoid the dangers of the world, but,
I tried that, but then the Alabaster Gleam bust down the door and chased us out the window.
Classic. Call to adventure.
I was going to say, Argus, is going out and getting answers, is inevitably going to put us in the line of danger.
Yeah, you are kind of going to be in constant danger traveling with us. If you don't want danger, the best place to be would probably be Starlight itself.
Oh
Okay,
yes, run away from the call of adventure. It will all go so well, I assure you.
something tells me it won't go that well.
Because it won't. So, you all are on a small little adventure to try and help the nearby town, yes?
Yeah, and protect the thingy from the bad guys.
Ooh. Now that could be a great many things.
I'll
Yeah.
be honest, I have no idea what he's talking about.
The gem thingy that we need to find in the dungeon. Because it's the thing that keeps the weather on ice. And it's the thing that the bad guys came to get. But they couldn't find it. So they salted all the garden.
Or at least that's the best theory we have right now.
Then, shouldn't we leave it exactly where it's at instead of bringing it out of hiding and potentially putting it in the line of fire?
But the Alabaster Gleam are gonna come get it.
They
So
couldn't
if we
find
get
it the first time.
That doesn't mean they won't find it the second time. But if we get it and we bring it to Xerneas, then they can't get it.
The old guy is just smiling in a self-satisfied manner as he continues to drink his drink, listening to this.
I mean, sure, but then the people here would have the weather go all weird with raining scorpions and such.
True.
Isn't there also fireballs with that? I wasn't quite awake yet for that.
There was a lot that day.
We got a meteorite. And Argus is gonna search around in his bag and pull out his meteorite stick. It fell from the sky.
I'm just gonna
It
kind
was
of
that
ponder.
kind of weather.
I'm just gonna ponder for a moment. I wonder if I ended up in the river around the same time.
Were you a meteorite?
Are you an alien?
Alien type.
I look like an alien to you.
Well, you are an awakened. Technically speaking, I think that does that count a little bit as an alien.
Argus is
Okay,
gonna pull
so
out his notebook.
I am dead and you are an alien.
Argus is pulling out his debt book or his notebook and putting under Dart alien type. Alien dog.
And
Dart's just gonna raise a paw and just like gesture towards the zoroark, be like, you know what? I can't argue with that because, you know, the few fragments of memories I do have definitely don't line up with this world.
And
at least this time
Argus
frame.
is an extinct crime type.
I'm not crime type. Amos is crime
You
type.
were the one that was picking locks.
Does
So
this
we
make me
didn't
an
break
old man
doors.
The zoroark saying,
Does this make me an old man type?
Don't
Is
put
that an
ideas into his
actual
head.
type?
Oh, now you've done it.
Argus is putting old man type question mark in his notebook. The old man type seems to be strong against everything. Cause we met that other old man type, the one guy who gave you the extra dimensional badge.
Pops.
Yeah, old man type are like super strong, and he
Well, that's
writes
because
super
that
strong.
man is insane.
He put super strong by old man type.
Dart is just going to face paw again and be like, not that much we gathered.
I mean, the nerve of that man to leave me in another dimension one time. Next time I see him, I'm going to hit him with my cane.
I want to see an old man fight.
Oh, no, I'm not fighting him. I'm hitting him once with my cane, and then leaving.
Saying what happens when you hit things with your cane, I want to see that.
Anyway, so what's this about some sort of hidden lost gem that some sort of nebulous evil group are trying to obtain that's hidden nearby?
Maybe I said a little too much.
I think you might have.
Argus puts under Dino type, talks a little too much.
Darch is going to explain. Well, we're out here at the ship because of the observations of the village that we're helping not too far away, who we originally sought out because they were bandit attack between Greenwood and Iron Valley, and we figured that there might be a less sinister reason behind it, which seemingly the Alabaster Gleam organization had destroyed their farm. Hence they were searching for food, or
It.
at least we set things on the right track. Which just seems like they were searching for something but didn't quite find it, which ties into their very questionable activity both in Oran Grove, which we put a stop to, as well as Starlight, which kind of naturally resolved itself, unfortunately. I'm more trying to figure out, exactly what they're going after and why. As an aside to, everything else, because we're still trying to get our footing, as you probably might put it. Because we've only been here for, scratch his head, a month?
We did get a boot camp from the what was his name? The snake that kept digging holes. So now we know how to fight right. Sort of.
Out of game, his name was Raphael.
Yeah, Raphael.
You going to say something, Jet, as well?
How long exactly we've been here is a little open to interpretation. Considering we apparently went through some kind of time change thing at one point.
Oh, yes, that'll happen. Well, I mean, normally that wouldn't happen to people here, but you all are awakened. That'll happen.
Is that normal for awakened?
Well, actually, I haven't gone through any sort of time trouble in this world, but some of the other ones I've been in, yes. Anyways, you wouldn't happen to mind taking a good old escort quest for an old man to show him this gem? I am quite defenseless, after all.
You're not gonna try and steal it, are you?
Oh, yes, because nothing bad will ever happen to an old potential mentor figure upon grabbing a potentially forbidden relic.
Can you teach me how to get a stick like your stick? Argus is holding up his not as good second stick. I want a stick that blows up doors.
No, find your own.
Oh.
I will say that the best sorts of I will say, how to put this? The best place that you could go to get something like my stick is you must find the largest, tallest mountain that still bears trees in each of these continents, climb all of them, and compare the branches of the sticks that you find on top of each of them in order to determine the best one. Upon completing that trial, you will find one that is potentially most suitable towards you.
Oh no,
Guys,
what have you done?
Guys, I have a new plan. We need to go to the biggest mountain for the best stick. All of the biggest mountains.
Before you put more ideas into his head, I mean, an escort, while we're kind of on a guild mission with relation to the town, well, an escort we wouldn't be opposed to an escort. We have no idea where it is exactly, if it even is a gem.
We're
Don't
gonna
worry,
try the
I'm
dungeon.
obscenely rich and I can pay you.
A branch of tree.
Jet's
Plus
just
about the
looking around at the shipwreck.
Now, let's see. How much would it be to pay a new adventurer group in this world? Hold on, one moment. And he's going to just start like rifling through his robes, pulling out like some things before shaking his head and putting it back. Before then, just taking out like a solid bar of gold and going, a bar of gold, old roll-lion.
I got a bar of copper.
So, young adventurers, do you want the shiny golden bar? He is shaking it, like that should be enticing somehow.
I know Sin likes to make things out of gold. And Dart likes to eat things made out of gold.
Dart's just gonna facepalm again.
You're the one who ate the bangle.
That is kind of just an, a dinner for Dart.
Well, you don't have to eat the precious metal. If you want to, though, I've seen stranger things.
I've seen him eat dirt. In a cauldron. It was like cooking dirt.
Dart's gonna say, well, as I said, it's not so much the escort that's the problem, or the payment. It's just we don't have an exact idea of where whatever we're looking for, where it is.
Have you
So-
tried getting lost in the woods?
They
Yeah.
did mention that there was a ruin nearby. Didn't you guys go scout it out?
We were going to scout it after this.
I only felt out that there was something weird down below in the ground.
If they couldn't find it before, then it stands to assume that it would be down there. Because the ruin was at the base of the chapel, or what was left of it, and the other place we found one of those gems was in a chapel. So it makes sense.
Ooh, an ancient religious ruin?
Yeah.
Those are always fun.
Well, we could
Oh,
at
yes,
least take you in there, but if we don't find the gem, then do we still get paid?
Oh, yeah, sure. Those things are fun. Well, if it is actually a ruin. Either way, it's going to be an abandoned religious thing, so there's going to be something worldview shattering inside, yada yada yada.
And the structure wasn't very big, so
Old man types know everything.
You know what? Out of caution, in case I'm seeing at least two steel types here, so assuming that each of them will eventually steal the bar of gold and eat it, I'll give you 3.
Well, I
One for Bert to
think you...
snack on, one for Sin to make things with, and one for money.
I guess you've got a deal then.
Now remember, I am a defenseless old man. Please do your best job.
I don't believe that for a second. At least not the defenseless part.
Can I break a door before we go?
Oh, please do.
I was going to turn to Jet. I'm assuming this is a further test of our adventuring skills.
Probably. But I still don't believe that he's defenseless. I'll play along, but doesn't mean I buy it.
I'm out of character. I'm just so waiting for like the Zoroark to tell to one of us, humanity's trial is never over. Calm down, Q.
Argus Kamehameha's the door.
The door is obliterated.
That feels so much better and so much easier than lockpicking. Oh, I broke one of your chest locks, by the way.
Oh, it's fine. I have more of those than I know what to do with. I mean, I kind of had a habit for a while of just taking the entire chest, and then that just leaves me with a lot of chests lying around eventually.
I need to get stronger so I can carry more chests.
I spent a while being a pirate, and, it just didn't feel right being a pirate without taking the entire chest.
You know, that makes sense.
But now I am just a defenseless old retired adventurer.
Who can explode doors?
And apparently make people float.
Oh, well, I didn't make you float. Technically, you made yourself float.
Can you make
After
me
I
float?
specifically manipulated and disoriented your aura.
Can you make me float?
Well, you have a lot of aura, but you are not a ghost, so no. Unless you mean temporarily, in which case maybe.
I'm too heavy for Vector to fly me.
So can I just... like... You know what? I'll just try it. Jet's going to try and will himself up.
Alright. Go ahead and make me that same check you made before. At -1 difficulty.
It was 6 dice, I think.
That would make it 6s.
Alright, 6.
The answer is yes.
Argus immediately puts his claws up for uppies.
Just gonna keep trying to go up higher.
Aww.
Alright. This is a rather spacious area. Are you going to try and go through the ceiling/floor?
Yes.
All right. In that case, since this will involve the hover and the phase, it'll still be at only -1 difficulty.
Yeah, we're getting close to end of session. Sure, I'll body that.
Ironic.
I regret this. Oh well, actually, I guess it didn't change anything.
Did it change? Nothing.
Well, 2 it is then.
All right. With a 2, you do partially go through the ceiling. Before then you lose, because you're trying to float and phase at the same time, which is a little bit more tricky, and you don't get the timing quite right, and you kind of accidentally reassert yourself into being corporeal partway through and are like shunted back. But you are still able to like catch yourself in the air so you don't like fall to the ground or anything. But it does seem like you can move around pretty much as you will yourself to.
I mean, on the plus, the fact that he didn't get stuck inside it is a major improvement.
It is. He has been doing exercise. He has more aura.
Didn't skip leg day.
I think I'm finally getting it.
Can you carry me?
I don't know. Jet will himself down towards Argus.
Argus has his claws up for uppies.
Kind of try and grab onto Argus and try to will himself back up without the phasing, if he has control over that.
All right.
Phase for Argus.
Without the phasing, go ahead and make me a body, whatever expertise you want. Again, bonus for instinct and athletics.
Okay. Normal difficulty?
Yes. No.
I don't think I can. You seem to be too heavy.
I'll keep working on my diet. One day I will go uppies.
One day he will defy gravity.
And then gravity
It's
will
gonna
have
be-
its revenge.
It's just gonna be a climatic scene, and then Argus starts breaking out into defying gravity.
But yes, Jet, your phasing is still question marks, less question marks, but still a bit question marks. But the actual like hovering and floating, you think you have that down pretty well now.
Hooray! I finally have my starting feats.
Yes.
Well, 2 of them.
True.
Because I planned for both zoomies and hover.
Fair. But yes, you have figured it out. At least mostly.
Yay. Yay for Jet.
The Zorgus is gonna lean down towards Dart, like, still on his chair, and just go, "Oh, I love it when young adventurers decide to mess around with their powers and try things, even though he had no idea how trying to float with a someone like that would go."
Can Jet hear that?
Oh yeah, no, he is not being quiet.
Wait, do you mean something could have gone horribly wrong?
When can't something go horribly wrong?
He's not wrong.
Jet's going back down.
I
to
have
the
just
ground.
realized something. He's looking down at Dart. He is the anxious one, isn't he?
Which one?
The floaty one.
Look, I just want to make sure that my friends and I are alive and at least well fed, hopefully safe.
I think that's your answer.
Oh, it very much so is my answer, yes.
I like to make sure I don't get hit with stabby stabs.
Well, have you tried looking into the future to see when it's going to happen and just not being there?
No, I don't know how to do that yet.
Oh, you really should. It's a neat trick.
I'm still trying to figure
It's
out
true.
how to find metal in a rock. And Argus holds up his practice rock with no metal in it.
A fine quest. But no, I will say this as a bit of advice. I would highly recommend learning something like Protect, Detect, one of those types of moves. Very useful.
I can't protect, but I can make people next to me go flying.
Useful, but not what I was talking about.
True.
After all, there is nothing quite better than having some sort of evil overlord monologue at you about how you will be erased before their unstoppable almighty power, and then it hits you and deals no damage because, you have some sort of protective ability. The looks on their faces every time.
Well, in their
The
monologue,
look on
can't I
Kerr's
just
face
shoot
when
them?
I did that to him. Oh, that was a wonderful moment.
You see, all you have to do to achieve a third act breakdown on whatever your nemesis is at the time is let them monologue and do everything they want to do while you just set up countermeasures and watch everything they ever wanted fizzle in front of them, and then they'll just break down.
So I need a protect move, and I need a preparation move, and I need a breakdown move.
Ruining their plan causes them to break down.
Let me go ahead. I will just show you what I mean. And he is going to get up from his chair, clack with his cane over to where Argus is, lean down, and then bonk him on the head slightly with his cane.
Ow!
Argus, you have now received 3 stacks of guarded, 3 stacks of insulated, and 3 stacks of protected.
It didn't protect me from the bunk.
But it didn't deal any actual damage. The exact flavoring around this is a detect user, so he sort of just looks like a second or two into the future in order to see what's exactly going to happen and can just counteract it. Which means you see with future sight for a second His cane basically golf swinging you, and your body automatically moves out of the way in real time.
Be a door.
You see, that's how that works. Just look into the future and cheat.
Huh. Guys, I need to figure out how to look into the future.
I would
I
like to veto this idea, please.
I need a stick that teaches me how to look into the future. We need to go to a mountain.
Okay, there's a mountain that way. Have fun. I'll see you when you get back.
How can you see the mountain? We're inside a ship.
To be fair, if you keep going in any particular direction, eventually you'll hit a mountain.
Or I'll just circle the globe, hitting only plains and ocean.
There's underwater
Okay.
mountains.
But there's
yes,
no
the
trees.
most important lesson in life for a young adventurer to learn is cheat maliciously against those who oppose you.
Okay. I want to learn to cheat, and then we can go back to Raphael and stop him in his holes.
Isn't cheating a crime type thing?
Argus immediately disappears into the corner, having a breakdown.
Ah, I love young adventurers. They're so lively.
Be a cryptic, I don't want to be a cryptic, I don't want to be a cryptic.
You have such a lively group.
First he wants to pick locks, now he wants to cheat. I'm sure next he'll pick up arson from Amos.
I don't want to be a crime type, I don't want to be a crime type.
I see why I asked, I had to ask, which one you meant by the anxious one. I think we have different flavors of anxiety here.
I don't quite think that one is anxious. That one is anxious, absolutely. The dog. He's 100% anxious. Him. What's the best way to describe him? I'm just going to assume that he's the comedic relief of your group. I guarantee you that in the next couple of minutes he's going to forget about this mostly and be back to normal. Or if I distract him with one thing that he thinks is slightly cool.
That tracks.
No matter how much I try and distract him, he is always going to be thinking of the negative.
Mind you, not without reason, because... Oh, we definitely have been through a lot.
I mean, that's mostly just part and parcel for showing up in a new world. Being abducted by a new world? This place more does abductions. Being abducted to a new world.
Abducted
Don't
and then...
worry. I am entirely sure that you will find some grand destiny to attach to yourself that requires that you do some insane thing in order to stop the world from being destroyed.
Oh, that's definitely not going to help Jet's anxiety.
Considering
No,
how
but-
loud this guy is, I'm imagining that Jet is just starting to shake more and more and more and more as he goes on.
I'm just imagining that shit.
Go ahead.
I'm just imagining that shaky, just like, occasionally having flickers of phasing in it.
Jet
Wow.
joins Argus in the corner of existential crisis.
No, he's sinking through the floor.
Well, there's that. But do you want him to get it all out of the way now, or do you want it to be a slow descent? Do you really think that you'd be able to ease him into the fact that there's probably going to be some sort of threat to the world at some point?
I mean, considering what we've already seen, that'd probably be a very easy lead in.
No, it's probably best he get this out of his system now. At the very least, if he doesn't get it out, he'll start acclimating to it earlier. Don't worry, you'll all be questionably sane eventually anyway.
They told me to find a hobby or I'd die. But they said staying alive isn't a hobby.
Hmm.
I picked up drawing, and it's terrible.
The hobby or your drawings?
My drawings.
Oh, you just have the curse then.
I'm cursed?
Oh, no. It's
Starts
just a
face
thing
pawing
with people
immediately.
who draw. It's like a curse to people who draw.
So I got a curse because I picked up drawing?
Yes, it's a curse where you'll always think that your art is bad no matter how good it actually is.
Look at this! And he's gonna pull out the drawing of the skeleton that he did. It's awful.
Did you get like double-digit successes on that one?
Yes.
And he's just going to nod his head consolingly and go, "Yes, you have the curse."
I really just can't live. I'm going to die from now a curse because I can't be good, and I'm going to wind up. I gotta try and survive, but I'm too stressed. But then I need a hobby, and I'm going to die because I can't get to the hobby that I do good at, and it's all going to just be horrible, and I'm going to die.
You have to remember the curses that you think your art is bad no matter how good it is.
You're telling me
That
this
does
is
not
good?
mean your- Yes, because it means your art is actually good, even if you'll never agree with it.
I already thought you were crazy, but now I definitely know you're crazy.
Oh, I'm an old man. I could get away with it. But I didn't say that it was incurable.
What do I need to do?
Well, you see, it requires a certain amount of public exposure, because the collective subconsciousness of the people around you must also agree with the fact that the art is good. Now, you may not agree with this, and it may be bad, but through the collective unconsciousness of the people around you, if they have taste or not, will eventually make it so that way the curse will subside as you continue to spread around your art. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, but only upon a sufficient amount of exposure will the curse disappear.
But I've shown it to all of them and they just ignored it.
Ah, but have you tried sharing it with town?
Why would I do that if they agree that it's bad?
Oh, so you want the curse to stay?
No. I don't
Then
want to
you have
die.
to
Again.
Then you have to share your art with towns. As many people as possible.
That sounds more stress-inducing. What if there are cutthroats in the crowd?
Just put it on display and don't be near it. After all, it's the collective unconsciousness that matters, not you particularly being there.
Okay.
If it makes you feel better, come up with some sort of anonymous pseudonym, so that way people don't know it's actually by you. Because again, all that matters is the collective unconsciousness.
So I could go paint on walls and not be near it and... Okay, I have an idea.
Alright, or you could just paint normally and put it up on on some sort of, display and then just leave immediately. That would work too. That way you could also potentially do it while traveling a bit. You know, while you have free time between towns and craziness.
Okay. I will try.
There you go.
Will I have enough time before the stress kills me?
Oh, very likely, yes.
Because they told me in the last town I was going to die from it.
Well, in that case, all that means is just... You just have to do what you can when you can. So, just to make sure to do art for every town, and then you know that you're doing all you can do.
Okay. I will try.
There you go. Now you have a plan about how to avoid death.
Again.
The trick to living is not dying.
I suppose since, maybe you can help me understand this. And he's going to pull out the, book with the symbols that seemed familiar to him. The one that I labeled as Necronomicon.
Yep, he is going to take it, tilt his head at it, twist it around a couple of times, flip through the pages, and go, oh, this seems very personal quest.
Oh. Well, then Jet's gonna take it and... Well, while he's already got it out, gonna try and see if he can figure it out now. Again.
All right. Go ahead and roll an academics, because you're trying to study the book.
I will go with mind, logic, academics. Will my archaeology specialty apply?
Yes.
Cool. you know what? Because he's curious enough, he's going to, I'm going to vigor push those 9s.
Understandable.
And then, for that, it's after the 10, right?
It is the
Oh,
for
these are
your
the
thing.
2 that I need to edit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the
Aw, no additional.
Yep. No additional, but it is more successes.
Yeah.
So that's what now 11.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Alright, so you guys ready for me to open a portal to the underworld?
I'm having an existential crisis here. Please don't do that.
Oh, it's okay, Argus. We're going to the circus.
I don't want to go to the circus.
Did you say that in character?
No. But I said that thinking of the Dwarf Fortress term for it, you know. Being the circus. And then as soon as I said it, I'm like, oh, right. We did basically go to the circus and then had zombies attack. We have trauma around the circus.
Yes, we do. Y'all traumatized my poor boy.
I don't know. I think he's traumatized enough right now as is. It's a little bit more.
My poor boy.
Anyways, Tao.
Yes. All right. As you look at this and try and decipher and read and understand, you feel and it is more of a feeling than actually seeing. You feel like whatever sigils and symbols this is written in, rearranging in front of you in order to better help your understanding. Or maybe it's something inside of you rearranging in order to understand this. As this is a book that is filled with concepts. It is not the actual explanation of how. It is not the why. It is what is. And this is a book that describes the immutable fact that one day everything ends. That there is no way to prevent any one thing from eventually ending, and all that matters is when it does. This is a book of dying and death, of endings, and of the silence and cold that you have memory of. It is a book of the abyss that you were in.
So, you know, his normal anxious shaking, even with all of what the old guy was talking about, is getting much worse as he's reading the book.
This before you is a book of primordial, not truth, but law.
Oh my god.
You know for a fact that there is absolutely no reason that anyone should have had this in the first place to get stolen, because there is almost no reason that this should be in a world with the living. Someone had to get this from somewhere.
Okay, I just love how the drawing is much more detailed than like the overall sketch. It really sells it.
We have fan art.
Yes, it's bad. It's drawn better than you, Jet. Wonderful.
That is amazing.
Oh, it's glorious.
But yes, Jet, you have before you a book that you are absolutely sure should not exist in a realm with the living.
So, Jet is starting to float up.
Hey, Jet, buddy, how about you stop reading that book?
This shouldn't exist. It's this is everything ends. Everything ends. Everything. There is nothing at the end. Everything ends. Nothing can escape the abyss. It's all black. Everything's black. Been there. It was there. Always. Forever. The blackness, the abyss. Everything ends. Everything ends. Everything ends. Everything ends.
Could I pellet shot Jet, please?
Why is your solution to everything violence?
We got Jet breaking down, Argus breaking down.
I mean, I don't have a cane. I don't have a fancy cane to smack people with.
You could literally just ask him.
You
I
could
thought
always
about
kill
it. But this feels more in character for Dart.
Why is Dart's answered everything violence? Actually, I take that back. The one shot did kind of confirm that.
Look, we pellet shot first, ask questions later.
He's supposed to be your ally.
I'm not
Allies are
doing
meant
it to
for-
mortally injure. I'm just doing it to snap you out of your existential crisis.
Allies are meant for target practice.
Mr. Storyteller, may I do that pellet shot?
You can.
Just a light, chip damage pellet shot, just to be like, snap out of it.
Jet just falls to the floor. Looking up.
Lifeless.
What did he say?
Lifeless.
Zim, does Jet accept this as a primordial, not truth, but law?
I mean, he was there, so yes, he knows it's law.
In that case, would you be interested in a free specialty against fear effects?
Sure.
After all, everything must end. That includes you, but that also includes everything else.
Including fear effects.
If you cannot science, then you must dience. I guess I'll tie it to integrity and call it, courage? Or just against fear?
You know what? Sure. Just whichever you think is the best option.
Nothing matters, therefore fear doesn't matter.
Jet seems
Well, now
unusually calm.
Well, now how you interpret this is important. Because, like, this had no predilection or prescription for how you should treat this knowledge. This knowledge is up to you.
I guess it's kind of like you know what? Everything does end, so let's enjoy life. Or everything ends, or I'm gonna end.
Yes, that is pretty much it. The information is the same regardless. What matters is how the character interprets it.
He's going to seem unusually calm.
Uh-oh.
Just laying there in front of the book. Has he fully read the book, or...
No, it's more like imagine the information of the book was more like as you were opening it and trying to read it, it was also trying to rush to like be read. And you have not read the entirety of this book, but you have read far more than you should have been able to in the time span in which you had to read. There is more to this book, but you also understand that the information you have gotten was far more dense than you could have possibly read.
Okay. So it's something that he's going to need to return to at some point then. Yes?
Yes. Basically, this may not be the Necronomicon, but do not think this is any less eldritch in nature.
I'm going to rename it to Book of the Abyss.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Curiosity, does the pellet shot still hit?
He was not, I'm not even having him evade. He was off in his own world, so, yeah. Right, you can't wait for the next rockruff book club meetup. So, guys, I have a book here to share with you.
Oh God.
I'm just imagining that Vector brings some really vintage flight manual for a plane that he's really passionate about. Dart brings some really cool science theoretical physics chemistry concept. And then Jet just brings the Book of the Abyss.
Book of the Abyss.
Argus brings a coloring book and sits in the corner.
Honorary rockruff.
Honorary rockruff. I will remind you that the source of this book was a member of the Alabaster Gleam, according to Shade. They had this book.
I am the only rock type in the group.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that revelation.
I don't like that either. I do not recall that at all.
Yep, because you got it from Shade, who claims that he stole it from one of his captors while he was in captivity and hid it away.
Dart?
Feeling better?
This book should not exist here.
I mean, we shouldn't exist here, so what's your point?
It should not be anywhere near the living.
And you mean by that exactly?
This book details not exactly the afterlife. but kind of also the afterlife. It's the abyss that I was in before I woke up here.
Now, see, that makes a lot more sense.
And Alabaster Gleam had it. It's not supposed to exist in a land of the living.
I'm just gonna put like his pen and notebook down for a moment, just kind of like make a little bit of a concerned expression. Just bring his paws up to his muzzle. How about you close the book and let's process that over a nice cup of tea, shall we?
Sure. He's going to close it and put it away.
Oh, in fact, maybe I should hold on to that just to prevent you any more anguish for the time being.
No. No.
Fair enough, but let's have that tea.
This is a very evil book. Or not evil so much as just wrong for being here. And the pages that I read, like, uploaded a lot more than what would have actually been possible to be on those pages. I think this might be how they made those monsters. Or at least I have a suspicion that that information is in here.
I will say that, Jet, you absolutely do have the feeling that that information is included within this book.
I think I can keep everybody safe with this book now.
Oh, that ain't creepy at all.
Oh yeah, that is. Okay, maybe let's take a step back there a little bit.
Argus blasts the book.
There will be no end. Not for my friends. We'll be together forever. And yes, that is in character.
Okay, no more reading that book for you for the next little bit, okay?
Don't get injured and fair. I'll make that deal.
Oh, this is not going to go well. Go to anywhere nice, but later. That's for later. That's for later.
You
So
know,
how
it's been a while since I've gotten to see a temptation phase happen live.
Oh, this book is the answer to everything that I was worried about.
The old Zoroark is literally just looking down at Dart with just a like, oh, look at him getting tempted right now in front of us. He's just giving that look of like just thinking quite obviously that this is just precious.
Dart's just gonna kind of like return the look and then just sigh because he knows deep down there are things that would tempt him as well, but this is not one of them.
Alright, so note to self, I need to get the Necromancy School of the Magic System done very soon.
Oh no!
So I will say, just for the like the information included in this book, in terms of like the concepts that are inside of it, involves silence, cold, summoning of the dead, filling people with dread and despair, bringing about the end of things, as well as helping ward against things like dangerous spirits and curses.
That's
I am
gonna
sure
become
that
an
this book will definitely be used with only pure intentions and in the most moral of ways.
Jet's gonna become a necromancer and rule the world and become our main villain.
Well, at least then he might exist for you all.
Well, I do think that given the time, this is the perfect time to end it.
Fair enough.
Argus has his.
You went super robot there. Or am I robot for everybody else?
No. That was Tim.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think you're good now. What'd you say?
Or what were you saying?
Me?
Yes, you.
Yeah, because you roboted out.
Sorry,
We've
you
tried
guys went
telling you a
robot.
couple times.
I was saying, as Argus is in the corner having an existential crisis, and Jet is at his book having an existential crisis, and Dart is ready to pellet shot us both. That's where we end.
Oh no, Jet is not in having an existential crisis anymore.
Yeah, he's having an existential revelation.
He is at peace for a change.
I don't approve of this. But Argus is too busy caring about not being a crime type to worry about Jet right now.
Look, there is a reason I chose the contents of this book being as such, considering I knew Jet would go after it. And this is the perfect kind of eldritch knowledge book to give Jen.
Why? I think the perfect Eldritch Knowledge book is none.
You do
But
not
this is
need
far
to
more
worry.
fun.
You do not need to worry about the river anymore, Dart. The river cannot hurt you. You will be fine.
Pellet
Can't
shot, pellet shot,
drown
pellet
if
shot.
you don't need to breathe.
Or
Pellet shot, pellet shot, pellet shot.
no, you're tempting me with a pellet barrage.
Argus will hoofo you.
Argus, you do know what pellet shot does, or pellet barrage does, right?
Lots of pellet shots.
You can target multiple Pokemon.
Oh no.
I can pellet shot the both of you at the same time.
No thank you.
I am sure that the others will be very happy at what they're about to stumble back into.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today for Starlight New Dawn Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They're on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, that you can also do so by joining our cult. You see, we will make sure that you stay alive forever. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Uh,
So
Bye.
cute. Remember to do science.